Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for watching. It's legitimately cold and windy out here today, so I apologize if the audio suffers because of it. But today we're back with another 50 cal video, and this is one that we should have done a long time ago. The ballistics gel test. So I've had the 50 BMG for several months now, and it's about time we actually put this thing to the test, see how powerful it is and what the 50 cal is really capable of. So this will be by far the biggest bullet that I've ever put into a ballistics gel block, and I really don't know what to expect. Will the gel block survive? Will my table survive? I don't know. Let's find out. And of course, the rifle we're using today is this sexy beast, the Barrett M99 50 BMG. And I'm genuinely curious to see how this video goes, because every time we shoot the 50 cal, it's such a powerful round that there's always a couple curveballs thrown at us. And I've kind of learned to expect the unexpected with the 50 cal. But really quick, before we do our ballistics gel test, I got one more thing that I want to try. So this is a 13-pound bowling ball. And last week we shot one of these with the 45-70, and it really didn't impress me very much. So I told you guys I was gonna save the other one and shoot it with the 50 cal. So let's do this first because it should be absolutely awesome, and then we'll do our ballistics gel test. So I'm not really sure what kind of bullet I wanna use for this. Just kidding, armor piercing incendiary tracer, of course. So if you missed our last video on these, I'll go ahead and run a clip just to show you guys how impressive they are. Obviously, penetration is what they excel at, so it should pretty much destroy that bowling ball. I think I saw it fly down the hill. Well, check that out. It started a fire on these dead leaves down here. That actually looks like wood that it's burning. And there's a couple of them burning all around where that round hit that bowling ball. I guess I better put the fire out. And that's why I always keep water and fire extinguishers handy, so I don't burn the woods down. So at first glance, when I was looking through my scope, I thought I saw it roll down this hill because of that big fireball that it made on our bowling ball, but obviously that's not what happened. So we have the majority of our bowling ball right here, and you can see where it just charred the inside of that bowling ball where that incendiary round went off. And then we've obviously got pieces all over the place. Like there's some way over here. We've got some big old chunks. I'll probably be finding bowling ball shrapnel for the next 5 years. But yeah, the majority of it is right here. And I think it probably blew straight through this thing. I haven't found anything yet that can stop a 50 cal A-pit. And unfortunately, I probably won't be able to find that round, although I really want to. But I will say that might be the coolest incendiary reaction that we've had so far. That was legitimately a fireball. Well, that was pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and do our ballistics gel test. So as always, the gel blocks we're using are the Clear Ballistics 10% ballistics gel blocks. And these are both pretty much brand new. The one in the back is brand new. The first one's been shot like once or twice, but it's still pretty dang clear. And I have my table at an angle so that we got a really good backstop behind this here. So once again, I want to thank clearballistics.com for providing this ballistics gel. Go check out their website, clearballistics.com. Of course, they have the fall giveaway going. They make awesome ballistics gel, and as always, I appreciate their support. Actually, when I talked to them about getting these gel blocks, it was the 50 cal video that they sent these out for. So first time shooting ballistics gel with a 50 BMG. Let's see how it does. All right, the first round we're gonna test is the 750 grain Hornady AMAX. So these were sent to me by Turtle Lake Tactical, and apparently they're one of the best rounds in terms of ballistics for the 50 BMG. So we'll do this one first, and then we'll do APIs and cool stuff like that. And that table is severely compromised, so I have a feeling we're gonna destroy that thing Kentucky ballistic style when this 50 cal hits that ballistics gel, because it's gonna transfer a lot of that energy into the table. I knew that was gonna happen. Ugh. So here's our first gel block. I picked it up. It was obviously on the ground over there. And look at our table. I think it's officially out of commission. Oh my gosh. And then our second gel block that was in the back is right there. It obviously hit that piece of wood and knocked it off, but wow. So people ask me all the time when I do these gel tests, why don't I strap the gel blocks down? That's why, because I like to see stuff like that. And you know, a lot of the energy transfer that you get with different calibers, you can see by the way that it throws the gel block off the table. So why it's really inconvenient when your gel blocks get all dirty and you have to clean them. It's just cooler and more accurate to show how far that caliber throws the gel off the table. So that's why I do it that way. But here's our first gel block, and you can see that it went probably 8 or 9 inches into the gel before it really started doing any damage. But holy crap, did it start doing damage. Look at the size of that wound cavity. We have some bullet shrapnel for sure, and I mean, that's the biggest wound cavity I've ever seen by far. And you can see there's a bunch of different wound tracks, bunch of shrapnel, just absolute destruction in that ballistics gel block. And then I'll go ahead and grab our other one that's tucked away down here. Ugh. All right, so I rotated that gel block because this is the best side to look into, but the bullet came in from the left, and you can see once again we have several different wound cavities. That bullet really did break apart quite a bit, and then all the way down here we have a huge chunk of that 50 cal bullet. It looks like we have one piece that did exit the second gel block as well, but the majority of it either broke apart in the first one or the second one. And then again, that right there is a really big chunk of that bullet. So incredible result from the Hornady AMAX, and that's exactly what it's designed to do: break apart and inflict maximum damage on the target, whereas something like an API or an APIT is designed to get maximum penetration. That performed extremely well. And we're not done. We are going to continue this video, but it will probably have to be another day because I don't have a table anymore. So I'm going to either have to fix this one or go out and get a new one, and then I'll come back out and we'll test the API, APIT, stuff like that. But so far, the Hornady AMAX is the most impressive ballistics gel test I've ever done by a mile. Wow. And we're back. So I basically just rigged up this table to get us through one more shot. It doesn't make sense for me to bring a brand new table out here just to destroy it anyway. So we're gonna do one more 50 cal ballistics gel test. And since this one should be quite a bit cooler, I went ahead and set it up a little differently. So of course, we have our 2 ballistics gel blocks, the same ones that we used in the first gel test. And then I'm actually gonna put this piece of 16 gauge steel in front of our first ballistics gel block to kind of ignite that incendiary charge, hopefully. And then behind the gel, we have 2 5-gallon water jugs because I really want to try to capture this 50 cal A pit. Unlikely, but we're going to give it a shot. And of course, if it does go all the way through, it'll just hit the giant hill behind us. So this ought to be good. All right, 50 cal armor piercing incendiary tracer. And I'm actually going to bench rest this one because with my offhand, I'm going to use this remote and try to capture it in super slow motion if possible, because it should look awesome. Actually not the biggest flash. I expected it to be bigger. All right, we're gonna do it one more time because for whatever reason, the slow-mo remote didn't trigger the camera. That seems to happen quite a bit. But first, I'll show you guys what our gel block looks like. I mean, absolutely destroyed the inside of that gel block. You can see where that incendiary charge definitely went off, or that might be from the tracer, I'm not really sure, but either way, it just burnt the crap out of our ballistics gel. And kind of a similar result to the first one, about 9 or 10 inches in is when it really started doing quite a bit of damage. And then in our second gel block, you can see where it went in, and it looks like it came out the left side. And the bullet went into our railroad tie right there and did not come out the other side. So we definitely ain't getting that one back. All right, let's try this again. That one looked like it worked a little better. And that's why I don't use this thing more often, because you literally have like a half-second window to hit that record button, and it looks like I just barely hit it too late and didn't even capture the bullet impact. I cannot win today, but we do have our other slow-mo camera set up. It's just not quite as slow as that one, but hopefully it still looks cool. But either way, you can see we have quite a bit going on here, so let me pick this up and I'll show you how it did. Well, this is a first here on the channel, so it went in really close to the other one actually, and then you can see that it actually blew a giant chunk of that ballistics gel clean off. It gives us kind of a look inside there at how much it's burning that ballistics gel. I would say this gel block is probably pretty much done for, and then the bullet actually went in right in the same spot on this railroad tie as the first one. So unfortunately, we are not going to be able to recover either one of those bullets. But the point of the video was to just show you guys what it does in ballistics gel, and I think we definitely got to see that. So I really wanted to capture this one in high-speed slow-mo. You can't say I didn't try. I took a second shot at it, but still, unfortunately, we weren't able to get it. Maybe I'll splice the two clips together and just start where the second one picked up at. I am gonna invest in a real high-speed camera soon so that this type of stuff doesn't happen. Either way, this is by far the coolest ballistics gel test I've ever done in my life, and blowing a gel block apart is something that I'm glad I got to see. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please let me know down in the comments below. As always, hit that like button for me, guys. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.